say chase your dreams, man.
Easy.
Do that thing, man, that keeps you up at night. That thing that bothers you, man, that makes you trip. You can't quit thinking about it. You always, that thing, man, that you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a new idea. That's what you got to chase. That's what you got to chase.
If there has ever been a sign for you to start writing things down with pen and paper of what it is that you want to achieve, I want this to be it. But I want to show you how things can actually come to reality once you set out a plan. The 4th of May, I wrote down a 100k plan of how I'm actually going to achieve taking principles to 100k. And then we did 100k within just 2.5 months of launching principles. And this is 100k for the year. And it pretty much comprised of 3 things. It needs to be meaningful work. It needs to help me create freedom for myself. And it needs to make me some money. All I need to say right now is just writing things down is, I believe, is one of life's cheat codes to, if you believe in any kind of manifestation at all, where how you think and what you believe and how you act will end up becoming a reality in the real world, writing things down with physical pen and paper is the next level than just thinking about it. Thinking about it and believing it is powerful already, but then bringing those thoughts and beliefs into the real world like this is the next level of it. Then building a plan of how you're going to do it physically as well is the next level of that. And then the one level after that, which is what most people I think would cringe about the most, is actually verbally saying it. So me verbally saying what my 100k plan is, how I'm going to get principles to a 100k plan. And it's going to be through the 3 lenses of, it's got to be meaningful, freedom focused, and it needs to generate money to make 100k. But being able to confidently speak it out loud is the next level of that. And obviously the next level after that is then actually physically putting this plan in action. So just writing it down is obviously not going to create 100k, but it's one step closer towards making it a reality, because this makes it concrete. This is something to look at now and say, this is what I need to create. But if you just put 100k on a piece of paper, that's not as strong as creating a 100k plan, like a full plan of how to actually achieve it. This is the first stage of it all. And I've got other pages in here of things that I've written down, but I'm not going to share them right now. I'll share them if they happen and if they come to fruition, which I wholeheartedly believe that they will. But the plan goes much bigger than 100k. That was just step 1. That was step 1 of the whole thing. I wanted to get principles to 100k a year. Now I can pretty much do whatever I want. And now it's on to step 2, like working towards the next step and what I next want to achieve with principles. But I just wanted to share this with you because I genuinely believe in the power of writing things down. And if I can get one of you to start writing more things down of how you're going to achieve things and plan things out, I believe you increase the chance of the likelihood of achieving it by 10x. At least, minimum 10x.
Distinto ruim, alguns canecos no pulso. E eu esquento o bucho. Se ele tentar mexer com o lucro, no meu pescoço tem ouro, nunca mais.
You just put your price up by €5. And how many clients did you lose?
None of them.
No clients.
Even I gained more clients. I don't know.
You got more clients.
I got more new clients also. So it's like I'm thinking I needed to do like 30, then straight away 10 euros more. You know.
Yeah, you need to now scale your work time back so you can enjoy your life, restore your energy, and deliver value to the clients who you now have more time for. You have more energy for those clients again. So this is because your energy is dropping, right?
Yeah.
You're losing concentration. You just want to get it done and get them out, but You don't want to serve your clients like that. It's not fair for them. It's not fair for you.
Yeah.
Increasing your prices is going to make sure it's fair for you to protect your energy and to give your clients the best version of you, which gives them the best experience and service.
Se lá comigo é tiro. No meu primeiro som pensei que ia chegar nas estrelas. Vai vendo, é tipo a primeira vez de uma droga buscando essa mesma sensação de novo. A vez que eu tive contato com ódio, eu perdi meu irmão. Aprendi com o mais velho pra aumentar negócio. Aumento as zonas, expanda sua a voz dela me odeia. Por ama demais, por sente demais, algum dele me odeia. Porque quando ela fala o assunto é sobre mim, nega, eu amo animais. Por isso só anda no bolso comigo. Alguns tempos atrás, a rua me ensinou a confiar no instinto, eu não confio em ninguém. Por ilusão, a posse dela que faz trap.
The time has come where I need to announce something. And this, for me, is probably one of the biggest moves I'm making in my whole life. Everything I've done with my career has led me to this point. Although it's not gone the way I thought it was going to, there's been many twists and turns and roller coasters to get to this point. It's now finally happening. I was homeless in 2012, robbing clothes from shops to resell on eBay. I was selling fake concert tickets and moved on to selling drugs. But something inside me just knew that that was not who I am or who I wanted to be. And when I was in the homeless shelter, I fell into the wrong crowd. The wrong people would go out and do very stupid things. We would come back to the hostel. They would be rapping about what we was doing and go out again the next night and do it all again. While I would take whatever I made and I would make it last as long as possible before I went out again. I just knew that it weren't for me, but it was all I knew at the time that was necessary to survive. Fast forward to 2016, I tried many ways to legitimize myself through creativity. I got gifted a sewing machine and I started with the clothing that I was stealing from shops. I would take one sleeve off a shirt and sew it onto another shirt, like swap the sleeves of the shirts, sew them back onto each other, and that would make like one of one original pieces that I could sell for even more. Then I've tried starting my own clothing brands, buying blank t-shirts in bulk and printing on them, customizing trainers, loads of things. I just wanted to make money in a way that was legal and not going to jeopardize my life or my freedom. And nothing ever worked, nothing ever stuck. And then one day I saw a video on YouTube about my Barber lifestyle, and it was this guy who works his own hours, has his own shop, works his own days, doesn't have to ask for a day off, can go away when he wants, and can be with his family. I was like, man, that sounds like the life that I need and want. I've never been able to hold down a job. I've always been quite unhireable. I always had a lot of insecurities about authority, people telling me what to do. I just couldn't wrap my head around people telling me I can or can't do something. So I was jumping from job to job, never been able to hold anything down for long enough to pass my probation period. And then I found Barber in 2016. and something clicked. I bought a pair of clippers and I did the 0 to 2 fade on my best friend from school on afro hair. And from that point, I started knocking on doors of shops. I lied to these shop owners. I said I've been cutting hair for 6 months when I've probably been cutting hair for about 6 days. And I needed to make money. I wasn't there to be an apprentice. I wasn't there to wait 2 years or a year to start charging people. I needed to make money yesterday. So I lied, said I was more competent than I was. Figuring out, I'll figure it out as I go. So what I would do is I learned everything I know on paying clients. A client would come in, do the consultation. I would go into the staff room. Then I'd say, I need to go, would you like a tea or coffee? He said yes or no. Doesn't matter because there's a women's salon upstairs above the barber shop. So I always had an excuse. I would say, I just need to go into the staff room to finish making a tea or coffee for the lady upstairs. So I always had a reason and an excuse to go into the back for a couple of minutes. Whatever they just asked for in a consultation, I would type it in on YouTube and skip along and watch it on ×2 to try and just internalize everything that I just saw in the video and then go and do that on the paying client. And I did that on every single client. Literally, consultation, 2-minute YouTube video, repeat. That's what I would do. That was my system for learning how to cut hair. But something weird happened. I got pretty good pretty quick. I got competent and confident fairly quickly. And I knew that barbering was going to have a strong position in my life in helping me create the future that I want. And that was to travel. I wanted to see the world. When I was homeless in 2012, that's when I found Instagram. And that's when I started seeing all these amazing places around the world. Southeast Asia, Australia, Europe, places that I'd never seen before, never even heard of before. I started seeing these images and I couldn't believe the beauty of the world that was out there. I was like, I need to make money and travel. That's all I wanted to do. And I was going to use barbering as a vehicle to make that happen. The plan for me was to get pretty good at cutting hair. I was going to travel the world as a barber. And I met a business partner. We decided to open a shop together. I figured if it doesn't work, I'm just going to go traveling anyway. So let's try it. Lo and behold, created a bit of noise, took off, built a brand, built a reputation, and started teaching people from 2017. So I went from never cutting hair before to teaching myself on paying clients from YouTube videos to shop and academy owner in 12 months. It all happened very fast. And I stuck to teaching beginners for 7 years. And then I started transitioning to teaching experienced barbers after that. Then some things happened with the business, which I decided it wasn't going to work out anymore. And I decided to leave. We parted ways. I left the shop behind. I took the beginner academy and we went our separate ways. Now, education isn't as consistent as cutting clients. Cutting clients is almost like a subscription business at this point. It's very predictable. Education, though, is not. It's very, very volatile. Ups and downs. There's times when I had like 4 months of no income coming in and I hit zero like 4 times in a year of leaving the shop. And at times I was like, what the fuck? This was supposed to work and it wasn't working. I was getting by, surviving, but it wasn't going the way that I had planned. But that was the beginner academy. And the biggest shift that changed was I decided to take the advanced education that I teach online. So most of the people who come and learn from me fly in from all over the world, Europe, all the way to the USA. And I figured, well, if most of my students aren't even coming from this country, my own country, it'd probably be easier for people to learn from me online. If I can make something, if I can package up what I do in person, I can make it more accessible to people who can't travel and don't want to travel and don't have that luxury to travel but want to learn from me. So I thought, well, that's a nice, obvious move because it means people who want to learn from me don't have to travel as far. Tested a few ideas. The first one didn't work. No one was interested. Tried another idea. And it was when I was out in Utah delivering a class, I had an idea. Why don't I just give it all away? Why don't I just give all the details away and really go all in on helping people develop properly? So when I redesigned everything, stripped everything back, and it took off. And when I say took off, it's not like it worked. Like the launch, I couldn't have asked for a better launch at the time. There's no hype, no build up, no posting sequence, no marketing, a few stories on my Instagram. And that's when I realized this is the one. This is what people want. And everything started to make sense. Launch principles and the response I had was unbelievable. The people that were joined, the caliber of the people that joined, and what they went on to do, the results they was getting in such a short time frame of joining was unbelievable. And I knew I cracked the code. And it's 10 years to this month when I first picked up the clippers to start cutting hair. And it's this exact month that I've just got the visa granted to move to Australia. 10 years of trying, testing, failing, falling, and getting back up every single time. And now I'm about to go and do the one thing that I set out to do to start this whole thing off. To go and see the world. There's been one thing that I've never ever forgot, and I've preached this 1,000 times, is to never forget the original reason of why you got started. And the original reason of why I got started cutting hair was to see the world. Now I've built something that's put me in a position where I can do just that. Principles is going to allow me to fulfill the dreams from when I was homeless in a shelter, doing all this stupid shit, and I saw these beautiful places online that I didn't even know existed before then. Now I get to go and experience it for real. The cool thing about that now is I get to bring everyone with me, and I get to keep building this, meeting more people, and hopefully inspire some other people to do their own thing, stick to the plan, and never forget the reason why you started.